What's up, Taiwan? I'm Liao with news from here in Taiwan and around the world. The head of a major pilots union has told TaiwanPlus that she's confident a majority of its members will vote next week to go on strike. This comes as Taiwan's top airline EVA Air has been in hot water over pay and safety issues. The company is offering record bonuses, but some pilots say it's not enough. To learn more about the situation, here's our reporter Tiffany Wong speaking with the chair of the Taoyuan Union of Pilots, Liao.
So can you tell me why the pilots union is holding a strike vote and what issues airline workers are dealing with?
这1-2年来，我们看到了在公司里面有非常多的问题。当然，薪资只是其中一个部分，但是因为薪资不佳，人才留不下来，所导致的缺工，而造成了整个集团里面，不管是飞行员、空服员或甚至地勤员工，都有非常大的问题存在。
EVA recently announced a year-end bonus and also planned salary increase next year. Does that address your demands at all?
那公司目前提出的这样的一个薪资调整，其实只是差不多能够克服在2023年一整年的这样子的一个通膨的一个状况而已哦。所以其实跟我们原来员工的预期其实有相当大的落差。但是目前来讲，我们看到的是，那公司虽然提供了一个加薪，但是非常非常微薄，甚至我们可以说是施舍。所以在这个方面，那公司用其他的媒体的方式，那来企图就是扰乱工会的罢工投票这样的一个行为，因为内部根本完全都没有任何的公告，让员工来知道这样的一个举措。为什么反而不是先对员工来做，而是先对媒体来做呢？所以非常的明显，就是他在操作社会大众的民意跟这个带动这样的一个风向，那企图去混淆。
Could you tell us about the progress of the strike vote? Do you expect to strike?
那目前呢，这几天开票的投票的结果是非常的踊跃，所以我们预期我们一定在1月5号的时候，我们可以确定拿到合法的罢工权。我们也会召开另外的理事会来讨论接下来取得罢工权之后后续的决策。
That was our reporter Tiffany Wong speaking with Taoyuan Union of Pilots Chair Liao. Crime, nuclear power, and gender issues were the main topics at the second policy forum for Taiwan's presidential candidates. Ruling Democratic Progressive Party nominee Lai took the stage along with opposition candidates Hou You-yi of the Kuomintang and Ke Wen-je of the Taiwan People's Party. This was the second of 3 televised forums for the candidates to present their platforms. The country will head to the polls in less than 3 weeks. As the election day looms, people here are looking closely at candidates' policies to decide who to vote for. Here at TaiwanPlus, we'll be exploring the real issues. Taiwan's low fertility rate looms over all facets of society. Addressing the shrinking population will need to be a top priority for the next president if Taiwan is to have a future. Eric Gao explains.
There's an existential crisis facing Taiwan, and it isn't the Chinese military. The nation's on course to overtake South Korea as the country with the world's lowest fertility rate. Current projections suggest Taiwan's population could fall by as much as 40% by the year 2070. But as election day nears, the presidential hopefuls say they can bring the country back from this cliff edge. For Lai Ching-te of the ruling Democratic Progressive Party, access to childcare is key. Despite the low fertility rate, getting affordable care can still be difficult. Lai wants more publicly funded daycares and subsidies so the youngest children can go to them. He wants longer daycare hours to take the pressure off working parents, and he wants to make becoming a daycare provider or kindergarten teacher more attractive with pay raises. His opposition rivals are focusing more on the rising cost of living that makes having children too expensive for many. The Kuomintang's Hou You-yi wants maternity leave equal to full pay, up from the current 80%. He wants a one-off housing subsidy for families with 3 or more kids, and he wants to offer young women money to freeze their eggs. The Taiwan People's Party's Ke Wen-je sees the issue as one of cultural mores. He ties the low fertility rate to a trend of people not getting married, but he has proposed his own fixes all the same. He wants payments for expectant and new mothers, and to extend subsidies for children until they reach 12 years old. He also backs legalizing surrogacy and extending maternity leave. Overall, the issue of Taiwan's stubbornly low fertility rate has been overshadowed by issues like China and by the theatrical nature of the country's style of campaigning. But the chance to stop a population crunch is slipping away, and the winning candidate's decisions on this problem will decide how well Taiwan is able to keep going into the coming decades. James Lin, John Ben Trieste, and Eric Gao for TaiwanPlus.
In just 2 years, Taiwan is expected to become a super-aged society where 1 in 5 people will be over the age of 65. As demand for elderly care in Taiwan grows, local NGOs are working to help families avoid caregiving burnout. Joyce Zeng has this story.
97-year-old Chen Fengjiao is looked after by her 6 children, all of whom are over the age of 60 and have chronic illnesses themselves, a reality of Taiwan's rapidly aging society. The 10 siblings have been rotating weekends to stay with their mother, while one sister, Chen Lihui, looks after her during the week, a job that's been harder since her mother had a fall.
晚上我也没办法休息呀，晚上真的是没有办法，随时都要提起精神来
Caring for Taiwan seniors is a growing responsibility for a population that is both aging and shrinking. In a decade, the number of people aged over 65 has doubled, while the number of births has dropped almost 44%. Often the burden of caregiving falls onto individual families, something that local NGOs say causes quite a few problems within the home.
或多或少都会遇到这种分工上面的冲突，还有就是对医疗决策的意见不一致，或者他在经费支出面上面，大家的负担能力不一致。
The Taiwan Association of Family Caregivers runs a free consulting hotline and offers services like training seminars and psychological consultations for families. They say a third party can often help relieve tensions, something that has already driven some households to court over caregiving disputes.
在诉讼当中，它的时间是蛮长的，动辄要8个月、10个月，甚至更久的时间。那第二个是所判决的金额常常不符合民众的期待。
Some families strapped for support, like the Chens, end up relying on migrant labor to ease the load. Taiwan's been working to make it easier to hire caregivers from abroad, but it's also faced repeated calls for better treatment of its foreign labor force. Taiwan's aging society affects many aspects of life in the country. And as the number of seniors needing care here continues to grow, NGOs offering essential resources to families will have their hands full for years to come. Klein Wang and Joyce Zhen for TaiwanPlus.
Rights groups say none of Taiwan's presidential candidates are doing enough to promote gender equality.
这3个大党，例如说在缩减工时这个部分，基本上都没有非常具体的一个承诺跟诉求。民进党的部分当然有一些，例如说弹性育婴假的改革这样的一个承诺，但是大部分的诉求其实是比较偏模糊的带过。国民党跟民众党的回复，其实大部分的题目是比较没有去，就是说关注到真正性别平等价值的推进。
The comments come after a group of NGOs surveyed the 3 political party stances on certain gender issues. The group says the responses to questions about diverse political participation, the gender pay gap, and childcare were disappointing. In a first, Taiwan's army has held live small arms shooting drills on a popular tourist beach. Soldiers practiced firing at targets at the Red Beach in northern Taiwan's Taoyuan city. Red beaches are spots considered vulnerable to amphibious invasion. Officers say the drills provided valuable experience shooting in these conditions.
在海滩射击跟一般在靶场的射击的方式有很多的一些不一样，尤其是环境这个评估部分。
Thank you for watching What's Up Taiwan. You can visit the TaiwanPlus website or follow our social media for more stories from Taiwan and around the world. Finally, check out this little city made of gingerbread at the 2023 Gingerbread City Competition in London. I'm Liao, take care, and I'll see you next time.